Lord Talk Show podcast. Start your day off with the Higher Vibrational Podcast with weekly guests, covering spirituality, healthy foods, and so much more. Go to SherryLord.com for more info.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the Sherry Lord Show. We're so happy to have you on our show today. We have a special guest, Nanci Drew. We can't wait to bring her right on and have a really good conversation with her. She is amazing. You guys are going to love her. But make sure that you go to www.sherrylord.com if you want to advertise with us. Really good rate and if you want to show, you still got to click on www.sherrylord.com. And also you can check out all the information on Nanci, and there's also a connection to her website and how to get a hold of her. And she's going to explain a little bit more. And her beautiful topic is on the power of love. And you're just going to love her. Make sure to chat with us. We'd love to hear and just say hello. Nanci's amazing. Love her. She's got amazing stories in life and all the people she's helped. Welcome, Nanci. Welcome on our show.
Oh, Sherry, thank you so much.
We're so happy to have you.
I'm so grateful to be here. It's awesome.
Yay.
We're on the opposite coast. I'm in Washington State and you're in Florida.
Yeah, we've known each other for quite a while. It's been a long time since we connected, but it's so good to bring you back on. Can you explain to our audience what you do, who you are, and a little bit about your life?
Okay. I am an intuitive healer, reader, medium, channeler. I am kind of unique in the work that I do. I work with light languages. I work with beings on planet, off of planet. I work with all kinds of spirit guides, and I do all kinds of amazing things. I basically channel, and I work specifically for every person. Every person's session is totally different. I don't know what's going to happen, and it's pretty incredible. I do my major strength is healing, although I can do all the other stuff too, mediumship, past life stuff, but I can work with my guides and facilitate pretty amazing miracles.
Yeah. That is awesome. How did you get on your path? How did it unfold to you? Did you always have a gift, or was this just something that kind of unfolded on your path?
No, I did not. I didn't even know I had any gifts. I always was interested in psychic stuff. I always would go see psychics when I was younger. I always wanted to get pregnant and I never could. So I'd always go to psychics. When am I going to get pregnant? When am I going to get pregnant? And anyhow, it wasn't until my early 40s that I went to a psychic fair. And at the fair, the psychic started telling me, this is a very personal story, but how many people my husband was having affairs with. And I had no idea. And so I was like, what? And she said, and she's describing these people. Mm-hmm. And so I thought he was out playing golf all the time, but he was playing, but it wasn't golf. So anyhow, she told me to go home and say this prayer with a candle. And I wish I remembered what it was, but she told me to say this prayer. And I asked to know everything. And whammo, I got everything. I got everything. I guess my Kundalini awakened. And I had a nervous breakdown. And I started hearing conversations that were going on in my childhood or in my neighbor's house and everything. I started hearing so much stuff. And I just kind of went into another world for a while.
Wow.
That wasn't until my, I was like early 40s, and I had no idea I had any abilities. And then since then, I have worked so much on myself. I've worked on everything I could possibly work on. When anything comes up, I go to it, deal with it, face it, forgive myself, forgive the other people, send love and everything. But lesson after lesson after lesson. And the more I work, the more gifts I'm blessed with. And so I have some amazing, incredible gifts, and I've helped thousands of people over the years. It's been amazing. I'm 68 now. So I've been doing the work since my, mid 40s.
Wow. Yeah. I don't think it's about age. It just feels it depends where we are on our path, and some people are awakened with it. Some people have different life experiences that awaken. And what would you tell people who are awakening? That's not like what you went. You went through something. A lot of people are awakening right now to another level. And what would you tell them? What do they need to do? Do they need to meditate? I mean, what tools would you give them or explain to them about when they're starting to, change? People are going through change.
Um, I would tell them, don't be afraid.
Yeah,
And
that's a good one. Yep.
that would be huge. Don't be afraid. It's not scary at all.
Yeah.
And only ask to be surrounded by love and bright light, and only allow things from love and light to come through you. Because once that gate is open, anybody and everything could come in. And you think you're hearing good messages, but you may not be. You may be hearing
Yeah.
from triggers. So I would say just always, always ground yourself before you connect. Ground yourself deeply into the earth and go up to the highest vibration you possibly can go, and connect with the power of love, because love
Yeah.
is the powerful force there is. And connect with the power of love, and ask if you want to believe in angels, or if you want to believe in Jesus, or you want to believe in God, or anything. Just ask for only love to come through your system. And you can meditate, you can go out in nature, you can do anything. You don't have to have a really formal practice. But the most important thing is that you clear yourself before and after. And when you're done, you send the energy back and fill yourself up with love. And then allow it to flow and do it at your pace. If it's coming on too fast, because we all have gifts, a lot of them are just sitting there dormant and waiting for you to awaken them. And
It's exciting.
a lot of gifts you've had in past lives, and they're just like knocking on the door. And a lot of people are waking up right now, a lot of people, because we need a lot of people on board, because the more love we can spread on the planet, the more beautiful place this could be. And it can really work against all the dark forces that are trying to be here as well. And we just need to shine our light and love as bright as possible. Be without judgment as much as you can.
Yeah.
Just let go of judgment of everything. I mean, you may not agree with something, but just realize every soul's on their own journey and at their own pace, and they just need to be on that pace. And if you have any questions, there's so many resources out there. There's so much on the internet. There's so much in bookstores. There's so much. Just if a topic comes to you that you're fascinated with, some people are fascinated with numerology. Some people are fascinated with astrology. Some people are fascinated with tarot cards or psychic readings, whatever it is, start investigating. But the most important part is just surround yourself with love. Just put love around you, and just like a big, huge, beautiful shield of love. And then you can go from there.
Now that's beautiful, because people need to understand, and it's our soul's natural state of being, and it's natural, but it's just remembering for some people, especially if they've been conditioned, through a belief or whatever, that it's okay. It's natural. It's empowering. It's so empowering to claim your gifts, and you become more aware where you weren't aware. You start to awaken to new levels, and you change, and love is the key. That was beautiful tips, because, the audience love to know how, and a better understanding of things, and
Many people are waking up right now. So many people, because
they are.
Really, most of the answers are within ourselves.
Yeah.
And within our guides that come through and give us the information.
Yeah, it's important, and it's so empowering to claim your gifts back. We were told so long and controlled or programmed, or, to listen without, and then you start to trust yourself and understand what that is. There's so many different senses, and listening to your own inner being or soul, whatever you want to call it, it's all there. It's all within, like you were saying. I think this is a beautiful thing, and it's a good subject too. It really, 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 really is. And you also have been in Egypt quite a few times. How have you grown being in Egypt? How did that shift you? Did you have some insights while you were there, or did it help you evolve?
I had no idea I was going to Egypt. None. I have no idea. And I've been there 4 times. And what happens is, I think you can get more spiritual growth by just stepping on the land of Egypt, because it's so
Wow.
ancient and there's so much spirituality there, than you can working on it forever, ever. So if you just go there, and so many people, oh, I wouldn't go there, it's scary. It is
Yeah.
not scary. The people are lovely and warm, and you just need to go with an experienced tour guide. And
Yeah.
once you step on that sacred land, I can't even tell you, it's like magical. And the gods and goddesses and guides and the sun and everything just comes through you
Mm-hmm.
and enlightens you and brings you more and more magic. And it's just an amazing place. I think I'm done, but you never know. I have no idea where spirit tells me to go. One thing
Yeah.
I've always done since I opened up is I say yes to whatever wacky, crazy thing spirit tells me to do. I do it. And even if they tell me, to spend a lot of money on singing bowls, like you told me the very first time I met you, and I didn't even know what a singing bowl was. And you said, no, you need these. And because vibration and frequency are so important, everything goes down to that. And I just do whatever they say. And if they said, okay, you need to go to Egypt, I go. And so it's just been a journey. I just follow the yellow brick road, I guess. And you never know if the road, I can't even tell you how many times my path has changed to get me where I am today. They tell me, they've told me, okay, guess what? You're moving. And I go, I am? And they said, yeah. They said, pack up
That's so
everything
cute.
you have and get rid of most of your things, and you're moving. Well, where am I going? We're not going to tell you. So I pack up my house and I get a realtor and I paint all my colorful walls white. And finally, after a couple of years of living in boxes, they said, guess what? You're moving back into your house. You're changing all the colors. But this was the only way we could get you to get rid of things that,
Oh, wow.
parents' house or your childhood or your ex-husband's or whatever. We wanted you to have a fresh new start. So that was the only way, because I'd go, oh no, this is still good. I could keep this, And so I just follow whatever they tell me to do. They'll tell me, okay, you're going to open a retreat center where people are going to come to your house and they're going to stay for a few days and you're just going to be immersed in healing. That sounds awesome. And then COVID hit after I redid my house to be a retreat
Mm-hmm.
center. And then I never did a retreat center. And then they tell you, okay, you're going to write a book. And then that changes. And you just follow the direction, whatever it tells you. But it's never led me down the wrong path. I just trust spirit
Yeah,
completely.
trust is the big, I think what you nailed it with was trust. It's trusting because it's the unknown. It's trusting that everything is unfolding and it's there for you. It's trust. Trust is a
Let
biggie for a lot of people.
let go of fear and trust. One
Yeah.
of the jobs that spirit has me do all the time is get rid of entities and get rid of curses and get rid of yucky
Yeah.
things. And that's something I never thought I would want to do, or I don't enjoy doing it because they like to attach to me afterward, and it takes me a few days to recover after that. But to process that energy and let it go through me. But I'm very fortunate. We all have different gifts. Like I am really powerful, but I don't see things. I don't feel things. I just know things. That's my gift. So I don't have to see these scary things that I have to send away. They just, I can just command that they leave and they listen to me and they go. And so I've never seen a ghost. I don't want to see a ghost, but yesterday I took an entity off of someone who's 36 who has had that entity since she went into a graveyard with her mom and dad when she was like 7 or 8. And it's been scary. And I got it to leave. But all those things are blessings. My biggest joy is helping people feel better. That is what fills me. I love making people happy and helping people feel better. So that's my joy.
Wow. Yeah, it's good that people understand because we will start to open up more of our gifts. Even I still open up more of my gifts.
Right.
It's always evolving. It never ends. And I tell people, we awaken to new levels all the time, depending on how far you want to take yourself. You can be fine right where you are, but you can still keep evolving and growing, and you'll have new experiences, and I think that's a beautiful thing. And we all have our own natural gifts. Some people can hear and they might not see. Some people use all of their senses. I just think it depends on, your own path, your own journey, and your own experiences. But we all have it. Everybody has something. They have intuition. That's still a spiritual gift,
Right.
not a physical thing. It's a spiritual thing.
But we have to
It's just
learn to
getting past the
trust.
fear and the unknown of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and trust. But
The
you
trust
also
is the
have
big
to
one. Yep.
remember, be clear, go all the way
Yeah.
up as high as you can go, and go all the way down
Yeah.
into the earth as far as you can go, and be grounded, and just protect yourself with beautiful love,
Yep.
because that keeps this dark stuff away, so you can get the clearest possible messages you can get.
No, I think those are really good information, very good clarity and understanding, because people need to understand. If they understand, they're not fearful. You know what I'm saying? They go, "Oh, that's okay. It's normal.
It's what
It's all
you've
right
lived
that
with
that
your whole
happens."
life. You've
Mhm.
lived with it. It's who you are.
Yeah,
It comes through in
absolutely. Absolutely. It's a beautiful. I love my gifts and I love helping people like you do. We help people all the time, but that's that's what we do. It's meant to guide you in life as well as helping others. So it's important to take time for yourself as well as you help people. You got to find a balance with it. You get exhausted, and you
time.
learn on the way. You learn as you go, and there's classes, there's teachers that you'll be guided to, and like-minded, and your life changes, but it's a good change. It's not a bad change, it's a good change. Hmm.
There's so much available now, where
Yeah.
before, if we had these gifts, you had to keep them on the down low because there was so much fear and hatred. But
Yeah.
now there's so many metaphysical stores, and there's so many resources, and there's TV shows about it all the time. It's become a normal part of our culture, where
Yeah.
before it was so hush hush. And, we've been through so much to get to this place where we are right now. Not
Yeah.
that we can't continue to grow and grow and grow, but we've gone through so much to get here, where people
Yeah.
like us don't have to hide anymore.
No, it's wonderful, and the more people that awaken, there's more light. You know what I'm saying? Illuminating the light, which I think is important to do. And people get caught up of what's happening in the world. They have to. It's okay to be aware, but you don't get caught up in it. It's important not to get caught up in it. Because we create our own reality, regardless what is happening. It doesn't mean it needs to affect you. But it's change. We go through our own individual changes and our old programming. A lot of programming gets cleared because we're not there anymore. We need all that's we bless it, but then we change and life does get easier.
It does. I mean, it is just fascinating. You don't have to experience all the garbage that's out there, because the
Yeah.
one thing that we can do, we can't change what's going on, but we can choose our emotion towards it.
Yeah.
We can choose joy. We can choose happiness. Sometimes it's not
Exactly.
easy, but we can choose it.
Yeah.
And we can say, okay, I'm not going to get caught up in all this garbage. I'm not going to watch the news. I'm not going to listen to all this political
Mhm.
polarization and all this stuff. And everybody's on their own path. Everybody's on their own journey. So, and they're all at different places. Some of us are way more advanced than other people. And so we just, have to be where we are. And if we choose to grow, that our soul growth is the only thing that we will take with us
Mhm.
after we leave. And also, we can do healings on stuff in our past generations. We can heal our past lives. We can heal stuff that's happened before, so it won't ever happen again. It's just, time is an illusion. And it's just fascinating when you open up to all this stuff. And you can open up to as much or as little as you want to.
What is, would you like to share with us some of your own experiences or some that you've had with some of your clients that you've had?
Oh my
That's
God.
kind of like revealed to you some things,
Oh boy.
Is there anything that happened to you when you were awakened that you'd love to share with us? When you were going through your awakening, like your knowing and things that were changing?
Everything changed so
Yeah,
much
yes, it
all the
changed quickly.
time. Well, one thing was funny. I got hooked on using a pendulum, and I always have a pendulum with me. And how it happened to begin with is I went to a psychic fair and I saw all these people with these long dowsing sticks. And I was like, what's that?
Oh,
And everybody's picking up a stick and it's going boing, 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 boing. And people could say, give me a yes. And it would go ding, ding, ding. And give me a no. And it would go ding, ding, ding. And I would pick it up and it wouldn't do anything. And I'm like, what is wrong? So I bought the thing and I worked on it for maybe 6 months. Every morning I would pick it up. Okay, you're going to move. And it wouldn't move. And it wouldn't move. And then finally, one day it started moving a little. And it moved so big that it broke out of its holder. And I had to go buy some more. And then
wow.
I went through a phase where I couldn't be without that thing. So I went to a restaurant with this big stick and I said,
Oh,
what's the best
geez.
thing for me to order for lunch? And it would go, would this be good for me? No, that wouldn't be good for me. And I did not make my own choices. I let that stick make all my choices for a long time. And people thought I was Looney
Wow.
Tunes. And I was, but it didn't matter because I had to go through that journey. I still work with a pendulum. I always have a pendulum on me. I always work with the pendulum.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought the pendulum up. They're really good. And they also, when you can allow it to be without trying to control it, it really helps you strengthen your trust and
Yes.
connection. So I think it's really good that you bring one up. You could explain a little bit about the pendulum.
Okay, well, this is a lot more discreet than a stick was that I was working with. I would even
Yeah,
pick up a
a
branch
lot of
off.
people use them. Yep.
Yeah, and you have to clear it. You ask for the energy to be cleared, and then
Yep.
you can work with it. And you ask it to show you a yes. Show me a yes, and there's a yes. And I'll say, show me a little yes, and it'll go to a little yes. Show me a big yes, and it'll go to a big. I said, show me a no, and it goes like that. And I'll say, show me a maybe, and it'll go around in a circle. Show me, I don't want to answer you, and it stops totally. So I
Sure.
can get all kinds of information from that. And it's been a huge useful tool when I began. I love working with pendulums, but it's not for everybody. But for me, it was really, really helpful and useful. And so I still, I can be at Costco and I can grab my keys and I'll say, is this a ripe cantaloupe? And I'll get a no. And I'll go, is this a better cantaloupe? And I'll get a yes, and I can use it for anything. And you can be a little more discreet with this. I could get those answers in my head, but I always like to double check.
Well, it's nice to have tools. It's always good to have tools. People got to realize there's crystals, the pendulums I love, and I'm glad you were showing the people how to use them because some of us know, but not everybody does that's watching. And they'll probably go look up where the pendulums are, but it's good to have them. Those are wonderful tools to have on your path,
Yeah, it's just like you make yourself clear and then you ask the divine, whatever your divine is, to come through and give you help. Is this the right thing for me? But one thing
Yeah.
about when you use a pendulum or when you read for yourself or something like that, we all need each other. That's why we're all one
Yeah.
and we're all part of one. So it's really a
Exactly.
good idea to connect with others that you trust, whether it's intuitive friends you have or healers and psychics like Sherry or me, to get, clarification on the things that you are, that you really want to know. Like, should I change jobs? Should I move? Should I do
Yes.
this? Because and also you got to know This is so important. When you get a reading or a healing from somebody, that's how it looks at that particular moment in time, because everything can change in a second. Like we all saw with COVID, nobody knew that the whole world was going to shut down because of COVID. You had all these trips and everything planned, and then all of a sudden you couldn't do anything. So just know that at that moment in time, that is the answer for you, and it could change. So you need to check
Yeah.
back frequently, and
Yeah, I think it's really good. Thank you for sharing about the pendulum, because it gives people tools, because people want to know, how do I use it? I see, what is that, and they are wonderful to connect with, and to utilize in your path or any daily questions, and it helps you develop trust, and
another thing that's great. Sorry to interrupt. Another thing
no,
that is
please
great
add.
are cards, divination cards. There's
Yeah.
a bazillion decks out there.
Do you have the deck?
What? I have
We love
lots
the
of decks.
tools. Yeah, bring your deck up.
I don't have one that I did, but I have zillions of decks, okay? I have all kinds of decks from everything. I have serious decks, and I even have a sock monkey deck. I don't know if you could see that right now, but I have a sock monkey deck. But
Wow.
anything
Well,
that can
how does
give you,
somebody use the deck? Do you have one you can kind of give like a oracle deck, or
yeah,
there's different ones?
these are all oracle decks because I never have learned tarot. I guess I'm not supposed to know it this lifetime, or maybe I had many lifetimes where I used it. And so you just kind of put your intention. I'll use the sock monkey because it's light and funny. But you put your intention in there that you want absolutely the highest and best information. So I'm going to ask for the highest and best information for everybody
Yep.
listening today. Okay. And then you just kind of ask for that and put love in it and clear the deck. And then you shuffle it. And there's no rules. You can have a deck on your kitchen table and take a card every morning. You could take 3 cards, or maybe some days you're guided to take 6 cards, and you just take it out. And then for the sock monkey, and I'm not advertising the sock monkey deck, I have so many, but this is just one. And I just pick randomly a card. And this is the message I got. And it is a very important message. And the message is friends.
Oh, wow, that's a pretty card. Mm-hmm.
And the message is friends. And then oracle decks come with a little book. And so this deck has a number 17 right there in the heart. And so you just look up number 17, and it will give you a nice message there. That's really, some decks are more complicated than others, but fun, love, support, belonging, all those are messages that come from this deck.
Oh, wow.
And then there's a nice little explanation. And you'll find, if you do this on a regular basis, if there's something the universe wants you to know, you will get the same messages over and over and over again. And then you start thinking, when you're brand new, wow, something must be out there. How can I keep picking the same messages or the same themes from different decks or whatever? So decks are a great tool for beginning too.
No, I think it's